Hello, and thank you for watching this August 17th weather update, brought to you by Agrible, the makers of Morning Farm Report. My name is Eric Snodgrass, and I'm a senior atmospheric scientist and co-founder of Agrible. To get us started this week, I want to talk briefly about the 2015 El Nino event that is currently happening in the Central Pacific Ocean. In last week's video, I talked at length about this El Nino and its impacts on the U.S. winter and the upcoming growing season in Brazil. Please watch that video to see my seasonal forecast for each, and be on the lookout for my video update at the beginning of September, where I will give the official U.S. winter outlook, as well as a forecast for the South American growing season. For now, though, there has been a lot of hype in the last week about the current El Nino event, and many are speculating that it could be the strongest El Nino of all time, and are even calling it Godzilla. Now, the strongest El Niños on record were the 1982 and 83 and 1997-98 El Nino events. Shown in the top panel are the sea surface temperature anomalies, or differences from normal, from August 10, 1997. And in the bottom panel, we have the sea surface temperature anomalies for August 10, 2015. In both images, the El Nino events are immediately evident, as large areas of warmer than average water temperatures stretching from Peru through the Central Pacific. Over the coming weeks, you will hear a lot about how well these two events stack up to one another, so I thought it would be wise to show you their differences. The map you see here looks at the differences between the 1997 and 2015 El Nino events. First, it is clear that at this point in time in the summer, the El Nino was stronger in 1997 when comparing the warmth of the water near South America. They are similar in position, though, being tucked right up against Peru and both having had strong summer westerly wind bursts, which are a sign of a strong atmospheric response to the El Nino. However, one big difference we should definitely care about is how warm the North Pacific is in 2015. Unlike 1997, the North Pacific has been extremely warm, which is a carryover from last year's switch to the positive phase of the Pacific Decadal Oscillation and the weak El Nino event from 2014. Given that their evolution has been different, we should expect different outcomes this winter. I will provide a much more detailed winter forecast during the first 2 weeks of September, but hopefully this sheds a little light on the current El Nino and its strength. Let's turn our attention to rainfall over the last 7 days. For much of the U.S., last week was a dry week. In the Corn Belt, there was rain and storms early in the week on Sunday, and then 2 late week rain events in Missouri, parts of Wisconsin and Illinois along Lake Michigan, and also a band of showers and storms on Sunday night that pushed through the Dakotas, Iowa, Kansas, Nebraska, and Minnesota. Other than that, we can see a lot of colors that indicate a dry week last week. Additionally, some serious heat built northward through the Great Plains at the end of last week. This image is from August 15th and shows how upper 80s to lower 100s spread through the Great Plains. Thankfully, most of the Corn Belt stayed away from the upper 90-degree heat, which can damage crops this time of year. Now this week, our attention turns to a potent low-pressure system forming on Monday night and Tuesday morning. We can see an area of low pressure developing in Kansas and tracking to the northeast, with a large band of showers and storms curling around this strengthening system. Showers and storms move through Kansas, Nebraska, Minnesota, Iowa, and Illinois on Tuesday and push through the Corn Belt by Wednesday. Crops should receive both a nice cool down as well as a healthy drink of water from this system as it evolves. This animation shows the forecast of accumulated precipitation through Thursday. We can see that over an inch of rain is forecast for many locations throughout the Great Plains and the Midwest this week. Of concern, though, is the threat for severe weather. These graphics are from Sunday afternoon and show the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for severe weather on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We can see that the severe weather threat on Monday is confined to the Front Range of the Rockies and the western Great Plains as the system emerges from the mountains. On Tuesday, the threat of severe weather stretches from Iowa through Kansas and parts of the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. Tuesday night into Wednesday, the severe weather threat moves east toward Illinois, Indiana, and the Ohio and mid-Mississippi River valleys. Be sure to check out the Storm Prediction Center's website this week for updates on this severe weather threat. For those watching in southern states, I am hoping the model forecast precipitation amount for the next 7 days verifies, as drought has crept back into the picture in these states stretching between North Carolina to eastern Texas. Also, during the same time of year, these states need to keep a close watch on the weather in the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean, and Atlantic, as tropical cyclone activity normally increases through August and reaches a peak in early September. This figure shows the historical frequency of tropical cyclone events, and we can see that the end of August typically sees quite a few tropical storms and hurricanes. However, activity for the 2015 season has been heavily suppressed, partially thanks to El Nino. That being said, though, the National Hurricane Center has given a tropical disturbance that formed just off the coast of Africa a 60% chance of future development over the next 5 days. Model forecasts of this tropical system have been inconsistent, but recent runs have kept the track of this developing tropical cyclone in the open Atlantic by having it curl to the north before making landfall in the Caribbean or the United States. Still, something to watch, as tropical systems can have a huge impact on the end of the U.S. summer growing season and harvest. Well, as always, we at Agrible will bring you the latest and best weather forecast information through our morning farm report so that you can efficiently plan your operations. We thank you for your attention and hope you look forward to our next weather video update. Thank you.